The Seattle Sounders are winless after their first two games of the season. Season began down in LAFC with a 2-1 loss. It continued today with a 0-0 draw with Austin FC. And this was a game you were hoping and looking the team was to score some goals, start out fast-paced, and they tried to do that with the high press, but the inability to make plays inside the final third was a big issue, and here's what Brian Schmetzer had to say.
From outside, balls coming out, they had packed defenders off set pieces, rebounds coming out. Jeremiah, I'll have to look at the tape to do a little bit deeper dive into it. Sometimes knew who had a good game, but some of those crosses from deep in that corner are not very good. It's what's been plaguing us since last year, and I thought there were some good moments, but it's just we're close, but we're not close enough. We'll keep after it. Leo Chu had a good game, and look, by the way, he's got cramps. There's nothing major there with Chu. If he can be that effective, if Raul can find some form, I think we'll start scoring goals.
Jess.
What did you make of your midfield three tonight of Josh, Obed, and Pedro?
That was good. They're three young, talented players. I think Obed, a little bit stronger game. He's a little more physical. Josh obviously ran a ton. It's one of his strengths, and Pedro, you see the quality that he has.
Miles, over to you next.
Yeah, Brian, just sticking with inside the box play. I know you haven't gone into a deeper dive on it, but are you seeing the runs you need to see going inside the box to move defenders? And is there interlink play from the back, the mid block to the front block that you need to see?
Yeah, look, I'll start with some set pieces. So one set piece that, Andy works on out to Alex Jackson, that inside the box header over a smaller opponent, maybe he got to put that away. I thought you saw, on the left-hand side, the ball came across. We had numbers in the box. Alex Roldan once or twice had the ball on his right foot. So, I think there is some positives to take out of it, but guys have to make plays. Do they shoot? Do they take a touch? Do they take a touch to move a defender, and then when he tries to block it, cut it back in between his legs, and some of those little subtle things that they need inside the penalty box? That's just what we're lacking.
Nico.
The injury or the severity of the tweak or whatever they want to call it now, we'll get an MRI and I'll give you more information on that on Tuesday. I don't think it's a bad one. It's not the one that he was coming back from. It's the other one, so we'll have to take a look at that. But his play, I think the kid can play over here in the middle and on the left. I think he just needs to get used to the league, the physicality. I think he needs to get used to his teammates a little more. Remember, it's not much time on the field in actual games. Certainly there's training, but he's got to get a couple games under his belt before I think we really assess him. But the things that he did do were good. There was the one time where he, waited a little too long and kicked the ball out of bounds. I think that comes with a little bit more game experience. But Andrew is a super talented goalkeeper, and he's enjoying himself right now. He's all smiles in there because we made a point out of it. Somebody in the back, way back there, reminded me of that stat, and getting a clean sheet at home certainly is one of the positives of tonight. Fast guy. I thought his defensive work was great, but again, all of those things are kind of, being overshadowed now by his not being on the score sheet. So we'll continue to work with him. He's still going to be effective. Let's see about De La Vega's injury. I might look at Raul and Jordan together, and let's see what that looks like. So it's a work in progress, but Jordan puts everything into the game.
All right, so there you go. Brian Schmetzer just really talking about the team needs to score goals. It's something that they're working on, but they're trying not to panic. But it's something that's now is an issue, and compounding that, Winger Pedro de la Vega will have a MRI on Tuesday to see the severity of a tweak that he had, and that could compound things in terms of, they brought the player in hoping that he could be dynamic, create space, which he did today up until he was, he suffered some kind of a tweak. And again, MRI will be taken on Tuesday, and that's when we'll know. So from Lumen Field in Seattle, I'm Osvaldo Maria for the CascadiaSports.net.